Did anybody see the Waltz versus so the Tim Waltz and the JD Vance debate? Anybody see that? This might be a 3 hour pup. I'm hearing quarters out for the week. No, quarters coming back on Wednesday, and it'll be jury. It'll be no jury on Wednesday. Did y'all see the Vance and Waltz debate? I seen a lot of people on the internet giving feedback, and they felt like JD Vance did a better job than Waltz in that debate. I think they were similar. I did think it was odd how much they agreed with each other. That stood out to me. They kept on saying like Vance would say something, and Waltz would be like, "Actually, I agree with that, but here's where we differ." And then Waltz would say something. Vance would be like, "I agree with part of that, but here's where we differ." So it was odd. To me, I'm in America, from America, all this type of stuff, right? What was kind of disrespectful a little bit, you opening up a debate. Y'all going up for vice president of the United States of America. The first question that they asked was about Israel versus Iran. Asking, would you support a preemptive strike against Iran on the part of Israel? Why are y'all asking vice president candidates that first? I'm not saying that that's not something y'all could get to eventually. Why are you opening up the debate with that question? Now, CBS is the ones who ran this debate, right? Right? CBS is the one who ran the debate. CBS and Viacom are in partnership. They work together. They're co-owned by the same company, same people, same family, right? National Amusements is behind all of that. Who owns National Amusement is the Sumner Redstone family. Sumner Redstone passed away now, but his family still owns that. Sumner Redstone's birth name is Sumner Rothstein. Roth means red. Steen means stone. That's why they Americanized the name, changed it to Redstone. Sumner Redstone, he tried to hide the fact that he was Jewish. Right? So of course, the first question that family, and this is like that Redstone family is like the Illuminati of the industry. A lot of people don't know who they are. They behind a lot of craziness, right? A lot of stuff in the industry. Now, of course, they opened up the debate with that question. They didn't ask about the first question. Could have been this disaster that's going on in North Carolina right now. Hurricane. The hurricane just tore North Carolina up. That wasn't the first question, right? Then they didn't ask about inflation first. A terrible thing happening. They didn't get asked about this strike, right? They asked them about, they didn't ask them, yo, should we go over there and do something to Iran? They said, do you support Israel doing this attack? I'm like, come on, man. Y'all just violating us right now with this stupidity, right? So I thought that was ridiculous. The second question was really about like climate, energy, and all that. They was relating it to the hurricane, which is weird because like what? And then all of the answers had to deal with energy and how we keep the energy in America and how we make things more energy efficient and all that. Again, they like gave a little blip of an answer, like saying, hey, our hearts go out to the victims of Hurricane Helene. And then they went right back into their whole like talking points about the climate and energy and all this type of stuff. Y'all didn't really give them, the hurricane people, much at all. Yeah. Rain said they are the same, but Waltz believes in women's rights. JC said absolutely. Can we start there? Kristen said it was very disappointing. JC, hello. Jessica said, let you know where their priorities at. Facts. Why are y'all moderate? First of all, and they said they wasn't going to fact check. I don't know about y'all. And then they ended up doing fact checks. I don't know about y'all. But in a debate, I feel like the person debating against the person should be the one calling out your improper information. I don't think a third party that has a computer in front of them researching things should be the one calling it out. I'm not mad that they were calling out things that are false. I'm saying what I think of a debate. I'm thinking that I'm saying something, and it's the person who I'm debating's job to tell me why I'm wrong or to tell me why what I just said is not factually correct. That's what I think a debate is supposed to be about, right? Now this is an organized debate. Of course, if y'all just debating on the street and somebody pull Google up, yeah, cool, giving me the answers. But we have an organized debate. If you're on a college debate team, somebody with a computer in the background is not telling people the factual information. They're about to debate it out. Make your argument. And a lot of times in debates, You even are making arguments for things you don't even agree with. You're just doing thought exercise type of stuff, right? Let me see. Um, so they did that. The next question, immigration, right? Which is a big topic in America, but still not inflation. They got to inflation down the road, the strike down the road. So Vance is blaming Harris and Biden for letting a bunch of people in with fentanyl and losing kids and kids getting trafficked and all that type of stuff. Walz says, hey, opioid deaths are down. Here's the thing about the opioid deaths being down. Yes, opioid deaths are down because throughout the Midwest, where the opioid crisis is the worst, like that Rust Belt, what used to be called the Steel Belt, from Western Pennsylvania all the way over to like Missouri and everything north of that, it's down because they're pretty much just putting the Narcan on the streets freely available so that people can say, all right, yes, I'm definitely still about to do my drugs, but now if somebody's about to OD right in front of me, or if I'm about to OD, they know just check my pockets, hit me with the Narcan, and then I'm back to life. So they've been able to save people. And that's good that they're saving people, but that's not saying that drug abuse is down or addiction is down. And it's not saying that we are taking in any less drugs than we were before. It's just saying, hey, we're able to keep people alive when they do overdose. So I think Walz was a little bit shifty with that answer right there. But and I mean, I don't have an account of how many people are coming in the country with that Fetty, but I'm assuming it's a lot because they're putting fentanyl in everything. You know what I'm saying? When you have such an abundance of a drug that's that potent that you can just put it in it, they're like, yo, they putting fentanyl in the weed, they putting it in any pill that they can get their hands on. If people have enough of that grade of drug to put in everything, it's for sure too much of it out here. And I just want to let y'all know, fentanyl comes from, and the experiments with fentanyl comes from our military, the American government's military. It was a drug that they came and put in the soldiers' hands and said, hey, if anybody gets their arm blown off, their leg blown off, get shot crazy, and they just need pain management in the field, they would give them a fentanyl lollipop thing. They would put it in their mouth and it would numb their whole body, right? And it would take the pain away so that they pretty much just wouldn't like pass out from shock or die or bleed crazy because they was panicking, right? So take this fentanyl lollipop, shut your whole body down, and it's going to let us, the rest of the crew members, carry you to safety. These are the first experiments with that. Then it hits the streets. Everything that goes on in America starts with the military and hits the streets for everybody else afterwards. Trust me on this. I know. Okay, so they get into immigrate. They talk about a whole bunch of other stuff now. Walz is like stumbling through stuff. My whole thing with JD Vance, and it's not even that he's a problem in and of himself. The problem is he's a bad choice for Trump specifically. Yeah, Vietnam War is another example of that. He's an issue for Trump specifically because he was anti-Trump just a few years ago. So many clips come out of JD Vance saying things that are exact opposite of things Trump is saying. And they're both Republicans. He's saying things that are in direct opposition of things Trump is saying right now. Right? So that's a problem. He's out there saying, yo, Trump is going to do X, Y, Z. And then people are asking Trump, hey, JD Vance just said you was about to do X, Y, Z. And Trump is telling them, I never told him that. So Vance it's almost as if Vance was sent to sabotage Trump. It's almost as if that, because I don't know how you just are like hardcore against Trump and then now you just want to be his VP. I don't see that. So he might have been sent, somebody might have sent him. Who knows? But how did y'all feel overall about the debate, man? Who y'all think won? Auntie said, yeah, my oldest son is in SC. The Red Cross dropped food and water down. They had no water since Tuesday. I just seen a clip right before I got on live, and it was Elon Musk saying that he had Starlink. So Elon Musk and them Starlink, they was trying to send supplies over to North Carolina today, and FEMA is stopping them from airdropping supplies in there. So FEMA ran out of money to help the people in North Carolina. Not only did they run out of money, but they're also stopping other people from helping. Right? So it's definitely some, yeah, as soon as I mention Elon, they clip me. It's definitely some craziness going on with that whole thing, man. I don't understand, like, why. they let FEMA just kind of terrorize people that's in need, man. Like, damn, FEMA get involved and people about to suffer. I seen somebody comparing it to Katrina. They like, yeah, those people in Appalachia, they finally know what the black people in New Orleans and Katrina felt when Katrina hit. But the thing about it is, they actually don't, because I seen some of those people in North Carolina, their friends that live other places around where it was hit the worst, have their own private helicopters and they're flying and dropping supplies in there. Those black people in New Orleans didn't have a friend on the other side of Lake Pontchartrain, or however you pronounce that. They didn't have friends with helicopters on the other side of the lake that could come fly them supplies. They sat on them roofs of them houses and starved to death, some of them. Some of them sat and died in the water. Some of them died in bed. They didn't have people to fly supplies in. Until the Red Cross and FEMA came, they were stuck. So it's a tiny bit different. You understand? It's a tiny bit different. You know what I mean? People sat up on them houses and starved for days. You understand? There was no Elon Musk coming and flying and dropping stuff in for them like that. You understand? We seen the videos of what was going on in the aftermath of Katrina, and it was horrendous. People having to go swim back underwater to try to see if they can find family. It's people that still ain't been found. You understand? It's people that to this day have still not been found from that was 20 years ago. You understand? So, it's a little bit different than what's going on in North Carolina. You know what I mean? Like, you got all type of people. And of course, we still want the people in North Carolina to be helped. But we also want to know that the aftermath of Katrina was almost like it was kind of crazy. It wasn't like anything this country has seen with a hurricane before. You know, it's the displacement. A lot of those New Orleans people are still in Atlanta to this day. They never moved back. There was nothing to move back to. A lot of those New Orleans people are still in Houston to this day. They never moved back. It was nothing to move back to. You understand? So, let's, in the words of Attorney Love, there is a distinction and a difference. All right? Let's keep that in mind for Sheezy. And Texas for sure. Or a lot of people definitely in California. A lot of people in the LA area have roots in New Orleans. You understand? So pretty much anywhere that there was major areas where people from New Orleans moved back in the day, like many decades ago, a lot of the people that were in New Orleans on Katrina moved there because they moved to where their family was at. Like, so they had family in Atlanta, they moved to Atlanta. They had family in the Bay, like Oakland, they moved to the Bay. They had family in LA, moved there. So that's how they chose the places that they went. They got an episode on the Boondocks, actually. There's an episode on the Boondocks about this where Katrina hit, and then like Huey and Riley's house, they grandpop brought a lot of their family from Katrina into the house, and it was just like a showing what people was really going through during that time. And it's a silly episode, but it's actually true. That's how it was going for people. Whole family from New Orleans all coming in at once. Oh. Very crazy thing. But shout out to the people in North Carolina right now, man. I hope they get right. Hope somebody's able to help them. Let me see here. Reign Supreme said, I enjoyed the debate and let me know what Tim Walz was really about. This is the thing about it, right? Donald Trump and Kamala Harris are people like Kamala Harris didn't grow up rich like Donald Trump, but she grew up well off. She was solidly in the middle class, probably closer to the upper middle class, right? She grew up well off. Donald Trump grew up rich in New York City. And so these are San Francisco and New York City people. They go and say, hey, we need middle America. So we want to go connect with a white man from the Midwest. The Midwest, if y'all don't know, represents blue collar workers, hard work, steel mill, factories, all that. That's what the Midwest represents. So Trump gets J.D. Vance out of Ohio, and Kamala Harris gets Tim Walz out of Minnesota, right? So that's that. They want to connect with the middle class, with what they call middle America white voter, right? So that's what they went and did. Kamala Harris and Donald Trump are really not relatable to the average American at all. Even though Donald Trump was way richer than Kamala growing up, even her story is not relatable to most people, right? So that's the reason for this whole going to get the Midwest. And that's why Tim Walz could speak. So, well, they both actually, Vance and Tim Walz, are both from states where the opioid epidemic hit very, very, very hard. Ohio was like ground zero for the opioid epidemic, right? So they the ones, part of the lawsuits and all that type of stuff. Let me see. Rain said, I can't believe people's memories are so short. Katrina was devastating and left those people to die. Honey said, it took FEMA days to get food and water to New Orleans. Yep. Rain said, Residents told me when I visited that they offered them trailers to live on toxic land after water receded. Yeah, man. It was cold. After the water receded. Jessica said, I saw a documentary about the jail in New Orleans, how they let the inmates drown. Sick. 8 Baboon said, and Texas. Rain Supreme said, a lot of those people in California never moved back. Yep. Rain said, that's right. The Boondocks is my son's favorite show, and you are absolutely correct. There are a lot of episodes that are current events today. Jessica said, and the granddad didn't want to answer the phone when the dude called. Facts. 8 Baboon said, I did hurricane relief in Homestead when Hurricane Andrew hit and thought I'd never see anything worse than Katrina. Made Andrew look like nothing. Wow.